You have entered Alyx's world, a safe space for wrestling fans like you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching my review on one of the best, and I do mean one of the best, AEW All Elite Wrestling pay-per-views of all time. And that is a big list of pay-per-views to top. As you guys know, if you've been watching me for an extended period of time, I am someone who for years has been the biggest, and I do think I am, the biggest AEW fan, supporter, advocate, cheerleader here on YouTube. And one of the reasons that I've said many, many times, for many, many years, it's not that many years, 5 years? Multiple years, that AEW is the greatest, the best wrestling company in the world today, is because when it comes to their pay-per-views, say whatever you want about the weekly shows, and I have been, as of lately, the biggest critic when it comes to how they've been building to their pay-per-views. Their weekly shows, when it comes to storytelling, when it comes to building, making people care, building interest for their shows, has been abysmal. It has. And I'm not going to take back anything I've said over the last month plus. I'm not. What I said is what I said. It's how I feel. This show has not changed that. And it won't. My expectations still remain the same. AEW needs to get its act together when it comes to making people care about their shows. Period. End of story. I'm not trying to hear anyone argue otherwise. But one of the many reasons I have for years said that it is the best wrestling company is because when it comes to their pay-per-views, when it comes to putting down $50 to watch a wrestling show, $50 of your hard-earned money that you could have spent on anything. Bills, food, going to a concert, getting tickets to a video game, some type of a, sporting event, buying a video game. That's what I was trying to say. You could have used that money for anything else. But you chose to spend it on a wrestling show because you're hoping you can get your money's worth watching some of the best wrestlers give you, in my opinion, the best wrestling on the planet. And if you spent $50 tonight on AEW Dynasty, holy shit, did you get your money's worth. When it comes to pay-per-views, AEW is king. I'm gonna say it again. When it comes to the pay-per-views, All Elite Wrestling is king. Revolution is going down, in my opinion, this year so far. We still got a whole, what feels like 8 months left. A whole 8 months left. But for what it feels like, Revolution might end up being the pay-per-view of the year. Sting's retirement. And on top of having the pay-per-view of the year, AEW might also walk away with the best wrestling match of the year. You have got to be kidding me. What Bryan Danielson and Will Ospreay did tonight was what you call setting the bar higher. The bar has been raised once again, ladies and gentlemen. It continues to be raised every single goddamn time Will Ospreay steps inside the ring. Will Ospreay is something special. He is someone that I am going to definitely be looking at as the wrestler of the year. By the time we get to the end of 2024, it's going to be undisputable. I think Will Ospreay is walking away as the wrestler of the year. He already has a good 5 matches under his name. This includes tonight's match, and of course his match against Konosuke Takeshita at Revolution. I don't understand how anyone could have seen Will Ospreay and Bryan Danielson match and not think that was one of the greatest matches I have ever seen. And I'm sick and tired of the tribalism. I'm so sick and tired of it. Can I be honest with you? Can I just be transparent with you? For real. No gimmick. I almost didn't want to grade tonight's show. When Dynasty ended and I saw Swerve Strickland holding the world championship, the first black African-American world champion in AEW history. He joins a list of a few, very few black world champions ever in the history of wrestling. It ain't that many. When I was watching Swerve Strickland hold that belt, and I was sitting there soaking it all in, I just thought to myself, man, this is what wrestling is about. I know I make money on here, reviewing shows, critiquing wrestling, breaking down issues, breaking down things that work, breaking down things that don't work, talking about the history, talking about where it comes from, where it needs to go, how I feel wrestling needs to work. That's what you come here, right? From my perspective, from my opinions. And you trust me because you look forward to hearing me speak on this because you want someone that you can relate to, but also you can talk to. You can hear and go, yeah, man, I feel where he's coming from. I try to create that space for you. I do my best. I don't always succeed at it, but I do my best to give you that platform. And tonight, I just wanted to sit with it. I just wanted to sit here and think about where we are with professional wrestling. Seriously, think about what we've gotten over the last month since Revolution. Revolution was a classic show, one of the greatest shows of all time. WrestleMania 39, one of the greatest WrestleManias I have ever seen, top 10. And now tonight's show, one of the best pay-per-views that AEW has put on. We are blessed. We are blessed to be able to witness these shows live. And a lot of times, I think we as fans, more specifically on the internet, us people here in the wrestling community, we get so caught up in trying to nitpick it and talk about the things that don't work that we completely miss the plot. Guys, everything that we've been complaining about, everything that we've been saying didn't work, everything that we have been begging and pleading to get, what we've wanted for what feels like over a decade, we are getting. We have it now. We have it. Can it be better? 1,000%. But holy shit. If you watched AEW Dynasty and you thought that show was garbage, if you thought this show was garbage, it might be time for you to stop being a wrestling fan. I'm serious. I don't usually tell people that. I just feel like, for me personally, you cannot watch this show and tell me you did not love it. You thought it was an absolute garbage wrestling show. How could you say that? I'm not even saying you have to think it was the best show of all time, or, you know, it was better than WrestleMania, or it was better than Revolution. I didn't even think. Me personally, I'm going to give Revolution like the slightest of edge. Like right under it is Dynasty. And I'm also giving a little bit of room for All In and Forbidden Door to impress me as well. Because I have a feeling that All In this year might end up being another greatest of all time show. So I'm leaving room on purpose to decide what is the greatest shows of all time. But despite how you feel, you cannot tell me after watching this show that AEW isn't one of the best wrestling shows today. And you have to understand, this show is why I am hard on AEW. When you see a show like this, there is no excuse why they should not be doing the same business as WWE. None. None whatsoever. I would even argue, if they had their ducks in a row and they would get their shit together, they could probably be doing better business. Because arguably, AEW is a better wrestling show than WWE. WWE is better at storytelling. It has the best characters. It has the bigger stars. But when it comes to in-ring action, when it comes to what happens inside those ropes, and I say this right here as someone that has been the biggest critic of AEW over the last 3 months, I have run them, raked them through the coals. I have run them down. I have done rant video after rant video after rant video. And I don't take back a single fucking thing I've said. I don't care how you feel about it. How I said, what I said, how I felt, that is how I felt. Genuine, open heart, deal with it. But despite all that, I will give them credit where credit is due. When AEW is at its best, I don't think anyone can beat them. When AEW puts their foot down, keeps their eyes focused, keeps their eyes on the prize, tells stories, get their characters together, has a plan, has a direction, and they shoot for the goddamn sky. There ain't a single wrestling company today that can be better than it, not even WWE. And yes, I know WWE is killing it with The Rock in charge, with Triple H writing creative, Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes. You got all these top stars. You got many, many new stars being created, and they're going to keep doing great business as they should because that's what the wrestling business needs. But I look at AEW and I see a diamond in the rough, and I see a wrestling promotion that has all the tools to be just as good, if not better than WWE, but they got to get out of their goddamn way. You have to be blind and stupid to think AEW is not competition for WWE. It is. They might not have the numbers to show it. They might not have the attendances to show it. They might not be making as much money. But when it comes to quality, when it comes to giving you your money's worth, AEW is giving WWE a run for their money. There isn't a single show this year that WWE has done so far that has topped Dynasty, and I doubt they'll do one that will top Revolution. So WWE might be kicking AEW's ass when it comes to Matrix, when it comes to attendances, when it comes to ratings, revenue. Yeah, AEW's getting its ass kicked. But when it comes to the product, when AEW is focused, they put away the drama. Stop talking about CM Punk. Stop talking about anything that has nothing to do with the roster we got, what we saw tonight. When you focus and you give us what we want, holy shit. I thought tonight's show was absolutely outstanding. Outstanding, top to bottom. The weakest match in the card wasn't even a bad match. Julia versus Willow Nightingale, it was decent. There were some things that they were doing that didn't quite flow well. You can tell they were kind of rushing through it. I also feel like Julia's not 100%. She didn't wrestle like she was 100%. But regardless, the right decision was made. Willow Nightingale is now your new TBS champ, and she will go on to fight Mercedes Moné in her first match, which I disagree with. I don't like the fact that Mercedes is having her first match a month from now. Well, a month plus from now. She should have had it tonight. That would have elevated the show even more. Even if it's against, Sky Blue. Hell yeah. Instead of doing Jericho and Hook, you do Mercedes and Sky Blue, then I would probably be calling this one of the greatest shows of all time. But okay, whatever. Willow Nightingale, Mercedes, there's a story behind it. I'm very intrigued to see where that goes. I'm excited to see where that one goes. I really am. And speaking of Hook and Chris Jericho, when the fans were chanting, please retire. Please retire. And go home, Jericho. Go home. Go home, Jericho. It brought me back to when the fans were chanting that at Big Show, at Paul Wright. It gets to a point where you're on TV so much and you're in the spotlight, you're in the forefront for such a long period of time that fans just get sick of seeing you. Right? Right? I feel like when it comes to Jericho, and I disagree with people saying the match was awful. I thought the match was good. I think fans are just sick of seeing Jericho. When it comes to Jericho, it does feel like, me personally, you can disagree, he's starting to overstay his welcome just that tad bit. There is a sense of overexposure, right? There is this sense of, all right, I'm getting tired of seeing this guy. Can we take a break from him just a little bit? Now, we're not going to take a break from him because he just won the FTW title and he's going to be in a feud with Hook. I don't know. I just personally feel like when it comes to Jericho, I've kind of felt this sense of, yeah, this guy is not doing it for me anymore. And it's been that way since December. Since the incident with Kaylee Ray, which, by the way, I still feel like innocent until proven guilty. I don't think fans should be giving him a hard time over that until we have all the facts. But ever since then, it just hasn't been the same with him. And it hurts that, of course, Sammy Guevara was supposed to be his feud. He got suspended for hurting Jeff Hardy. And so it's left Jericho with nothing else to do. He's been directionless. And during this time, Jericho usually does a very good job of reinventing himself and making himself relevant. I don't know if he's going to be able to work through what we're seeing here now. I don't know. We'll have to see. But it is kind of sad that now that Hook is fighting main event players, he's losing more than he should be winning. When he was fighting low-card, mid-card talent, he was running through them. But the moment he started fighting Samoa Joe, Chris Jericho, and all these other top talents, now he can't win matches. Now, he did beat Chris Jericho. He did beat Chris Jericho, so that's a good thing. But I do feel like he's losing a little bit more than he should. You get me? But not saying he can't lose. We'll see what kind of story they tell. Now that Taz is going to be more involved, and maybe he might get a different personality. Maybe he might become more aggressive. And then maybe he might end up becoming more badass. I'm willing to give it a shot. I just feel like when it comes to the decision to have Chris Jericho win tonight, I'm not a fan of it. We'll see where it goes. It might end up being something special. I got time. I'm not going nowhere. And then, of course, you had Kazuchika Okada and Pac having what I thought was one of the best openers for any pay-per-view in a long time. The House of Black tearing it up with Eddie Kingston, Mark Briscoe, and Adam Copeland. Oh, that six-man tag. The House of Black is different. They deserve a lot more attention than AEW's giving them. I thought Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong was a great match. It was nice seeing Adam Cole. Baby! Adam Cole is back up and walking. He's out of the wheelchair. That's really good. I was scared for a minute that, oh man, does this mean he's... When they took him out TV, I'm thinking, does this mean that he's going to be on TV a little bit longer? No. He's back, up on his feet, and he's walking. That's amazing. What was also amazing was Timeless Tony Storm and Thunder Rosa tearing it up inside that ring. I was expecting, well, we did get interference from Deonna Purrazzo, but I thought Deonna was going to cost Thunder Rosa the match. She didn't. It was just Tony Storm beating Thunder Rosa. That was Thunder Rosa's first loss since she won the championship. The last person to beat Thunder Rosa was Britt Baker in 2022. Wow. That was a long-ass time ago. 2 years ago. Over 2 years ago. Of course, the Young Bucks are your new AEW Tag Team Champs with the help of the scapegoat, Jack Perry. Let's see where that one goes. No CM Punk chance tonight. Good. Let's see how that works when we see him regularly. And hopefully they stay far away from CM Punk. They don't need Punk no more. Stay far away from CM Punk, please. Jack Perry is good enough on his own, being a heat magnet. You can keep the Cry Me a River thing, that's fine. It's catchy. I say it myself. Cry me a river. See? I don't say it like that, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with Jack Perry teaming with the New Elite, Okada and the Young Bucks. I think that's great. But stay away from CM Punk, please. You don't need Punk. You do that, we'll be fine. When it comes down to it, what people are mostly going to be talking about on this show is the fact that we got ourselves the first black AEW World Champion in Swerve Strickland. And what I think is one of the greatest matches of all time. That's not an exaggeration. That's not hyperbole. I truly believe Bryan Danielson and Will Ospreay had one of the greatest in-ring bouts to ever take place between a squared circle ever. Over a century of professional wrestling, this is going down as one of the greatest of all time. I don't care what any of you have to say. I don't give a shit about your tribalistic bullshit. Take the same match you put in WWE, you would be saying it's the same. You would be saying it's the greatest match of all time. All you WWE tribalists, AEW tribalists, you take some of these matches that are happening in WWE, same thing in AEW, and you flip it and you put it on your show, you would all of a sudden think it's the greatest match of all time. I know you would. But because you can't get over your fucking WWE, AEW bullshit, you can't see the truth. You take Ospreay and Bryan Danielson, you put it at WrestleMania in front of 70,000 fans, it's still one of the greatest matches of all time. The difference is, this one took place in front of 8,000 fans. Okay, who gives a fuck? Ladies and gentlemen, what matters is that it made people feel something. Fans were chanting, "We're not worthy, fight forever." Oh my goodness. Like that match to me was one of those matches you watch, and once it was over with, you just sit back and you go, did I really just watch that? That was one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my life. There's no way possible I could have watched something so amazing. But here we go. I can already see the tribalists. You're just saying that because you're an AEW mark. You know what I mean? Now that I'm praising AEW, now all of a sudden I'm an AEW mark. When I was doing the rant videos, and I was shitting on AEW for using CM Punk and the Young Bucks and the footage and the bullshit. He's fair. He's balanced. Because I was giving you what you want. No, I consider myself to be a fair, balanced reviewer for both shows. So when they do fucked up shit, it actually does come across as me calling them out for their bullshit. But when they do something that's right and it's perfect, I let people know that it's great. And I'm going to let you know right now, AEW Dynasty, if you haven't seen it yet, go watch it. Go watch it, go watch it, go watch it. Don't listen to anyone tell you anything else. I don't care what anyone has to say. Do I think Dynasty is better than WrestleMania? Yeah, I do. Had to sit on it for a minute. I think Revolution and Dynasty are both better than WrestleMania. But I think WrestleMania is right under Dynasty. I think when it comes to the ranking of shows this year, Revolution is number 1, Dynasty is number 2, and then of course WrestleMania 39 is number 3. Again, WrestleMania 39 is one of the greatest WrestleManias of all time. I'm not taking anything away from that. But that just goes to show you how great this show was. This was a special show. This was special. And you knew it was special. It's kind of hard for me not to put this above WrestleMania when it had one of the greatest main events in history. You know what I mean? Well, I mean main event. I mean Bryan Danielson and Will Ospreay. Not the main event. Although the main event was awesome. You know what I mean? But what did I say? 39 or 40? I said 39 by accident. So number 3 would be WrestleMania 40. My bad. Okay, I'm getting my WrestleManias mixed up. WrestleMania 40, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the greatest WrestleManias of all time. Yes. But, I'm ready to get to it, y'all. Can we get to it? Can we get to this amazing show? I'm ready to break down the matches, talk about why I loved them, talk about the wrestlers, talk about why it's awesome, talk about why it's worth the $50. I want to get to what I do best, and that's praising professional wrestling. So, without a shadow of a doubt, let's get to it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to go ahead and do the shout-outs. We're going to do the sponsorship. We're going to go ahead and do the plugs. And then we're going to get to the review. So if this is the first time you're watching me, do me a solid favor. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Wow, you're at it! Help expand the brand by doing the following things. Join the membership. Click that join button and get the opportunity to request a video of your choosing, whether it's a live reaction, a hot topic, or a review past, present, or future. Also, don't forget to give thanks. Hit that super thanks. If you would like to donate after the fact, you can also like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, just Alyx Central. Give me a follow on Instagram, give me a follow on Spotify, give me a follow on Cameo, give me a follow on Threads, give us a follow on Discord, help us get to 200 followers, and most importantly, give us a follows, give me a follow on TikTok. Why? Because I don't know how long we'll be able to have access to TikTok because the US is probably going to ban it, but regardless, until then, I will remain the tickest of the talkist. Donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, Venmo, and yes, Super Chats are officially on. You can donate at any point in time during the broadcast. To get your thoughts played live on the air, email me at justalexsworld@gmail.com for business inquiries, just to say hi, and please get yourself a t-shirt today at Pro Wrestling Tees and Teespring. Get you an old school Deluxe Man t-shirt, get you a new school Alex's World t-shirt, but most importantly, get you a blonde hair, blue eyes, apple pie. My, America, the remix t-shirt made by Ix, Knox, and Firestar Heart. All this down below in the description box. Today's sponsor is SeatGeek. If you are someone looking to get tickets for a concert, for a sporting event, or a wrestling event, is WWE coming to your town? Is AEW coming to your town? Maybe you want to get tickets for Double or Nothing, Forbidden Door, All In. What about Backlash? What about SummerSlam? We got all kinds of wrestling events. You're going to need a leg up. I can tell you something right now. If you use SeatGeek to purchase your tickets and you use the promo code JustAlex, I can get you $20 off your first ticket purchase. If that's something that interests you, that has about, we get a quick word from our sponsor, and then we will get to some shout-outs. Today's video is sponsored by SeatGeek. If you're a wrestling fan looking for access to great seats for any wrestling event near you, then you want to use this app. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek stands as the unrivaled #1 ticketing app in the market today. SeatGeek constantly delivers incredible deals on ticket prices. When you're exploring the app, keep an eye out for the special green dots that mark the best deals. What's even better is that every ticket you purchase is backed by SeatGeek's buyer guarantee, with the option to return your tickets and even swap them before the event. So here's an exclusive for you. If you click the link down below and use the promo code JustAlex, you can get $20 off your first purchase. Yes, $20 off any ticket that you purchase using the promo code JustAlex. This is a sweet deal that you could use literally right now. So don't wait. Click the link, download the app, and join the SeatGeek family today. Alright, thank you all so much for joining me. As you know, we have hit 41,000 subscribers. Thank you all so much for what I think is the fastest growth this channel has ever seen. It would usually take me a full year to get 1,000 subscribers. Understand what that means. Within 2 weeks, you guys have eclipsed what I would usually do in a full year. And I thank you for that. 40,000 was hit around WrestleMania weekend. And then this point of the year, we've already hit 41,000. If this is the rate that we're going to grow, I can see us hitting 50K by SummerSlam. So if that's something you're going to help me do, it is very imperative that you guys like the video, because the more you like the video, the more opportunities I will be given to be recommended here on YouTube. So help boost that algorithm by hitting that like button. By the way, show your love to the moderators, the Mod Squad, Ultra, Shiny Nice and Fire Heart, Elias, a Demon, YouTube Pro Wrestling, Khalil does everything, and of course Big Game GM, because they help keep this a safe space for wrestling fans like you. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we see a former Super Chat champ in the live chat. Let's welcome back Nickname My.
$120 donation.
AEW with a flawless PPV, making the correct decision everywhere. Perry getting a huge pop. Adam Cole is back and Jericho finally took the big burden off of Hook's shoulders. And also 3 classics with Okada versus Pac, Swerve versus Joe,
and Ospreay versus Daniel Bryan. Looks like the live chat got tired of reading. She said, "That's a lot to read, I can't do it." Nickname My.
There's only one issue that is stopping AEW from getting it where it needs to be. Tony Khan. With Swerve's era starting, can TK get things together?
Alright, we back? Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I think the sound went out for like 2 seconds, but I think we're okay. Can you hear me? Alright, I apologize about that, ladies and gentlemen. I guess the super chat's broke. I think we're okay. I think we're okay now. Let me know. Can you hear me? Okay, we're back. We're back. Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't know what happened there. It's like, it was good, and then it just stopped working. That was scary. Oh, boy. Sorry about that. Okay, so I'm going to go back and read some of these super chats. I am so sorry. I don't know what the hell happened. That was weird. That was weird. We're good. They said yeet. The sound went out on your super chat. Sorry about that. I don't know why that happened. That was so weird. All right, but let me go back and read some of these super chats here. That's embarrassing. Oh boy. Went to New Japan Pro Wrestling's Windy City Riot and LFG Jack Perry. Yeah, I saw that he was over in Chicago. Omar Feliciano. There's only one issue that is stopping AEW from getting where it is and needs to be. Tony Khan. With Swerve's era starting, can TK get things together? Hopefully. And then, of course, King Mike Todd's, former Super Chat champ King Mike Todd's, thought the show was decent. Revolution was better. Yeah, Revolution was definitely better than the show. This is my opinion, but I know I'm going to get hate for this, but I think the tag ladder match was better than the Will Ospreay and Bryan Danielson match. Wow. Wow, sir. Yeah, we disagree wholeheartedly on that one. We definitely disagree on that one, sir. Oh, man. Okay. We should be good. Whew. A and B combos, you in here, right? When this shit happens, you just gotta roll with the punches. You just gotta roll with the punches. I hate when it happens like that. But we here. It's working. Everything's good. No complaints whatsoever. That's bad, though. I'm sorry that you guys lost the mic, but I think we're okay. I think we're okay. All right, shout outs. Now that I think we're okay, that we're back in the swing of things. Thank you to the following people for being here. We got Tribal Chief. The Tribal Chief is in the business. His house, the business. From opening match to main event tonight should be a lesson on how to structure a card. Yeah, this is probably one of the best structured cards that AEW has done. Without a shadow of a doubt. If I was to have made one change, I would have taken out Jericho and Hook. Right? I would have taken out Jericho and Hook. And I would have saved it for Dynamite. Done the exact same match, but put it on Dynamite. But they did it here on pay-per-view, so I'm not going to complain about it. But other than that, from top to bottom, I didn't feel tired. Which is perhaps the best compliment I can give somebody, right? I didn't feel tired. It just kind of happened. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I thought it was without a shadow of a doubt, I thought it was a great show. Justin Sharma. Is it Sharma or Sharma? Justin Sharma. Good to have you here, sir. We got Trail Mix 96. I said 97. That boy said 96. It's 97. Yeah, and hopefully the super chats are back on too. I'm scared the super chats don't work. But I think we're gonna have one play in a second. I think we'll be okay. If they don't work, I'll just end up reading them. I hopefully think the sound getting cut out was just a one-time thing. But we should be fine. Hopefully. I pray to God that we'll be okay. Let me see here. We also got JJ. Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Good to have you here. We got Debit. Money. Debit Money Adams. TLB the Fly Guy. Anthony. Alright. I think I see Anthony A. I see Highway Dylan Danger. Dylan Danger. Good to have you here, Mr. Dylan Danger. Let me scroll down just a little bit more. We got... Ooh, there's a lot of people here. We got 412 Hamrock. I also see McNeil 99, John Bill II. I want to be sure I'm catching everybody here. There's a lot of people. Higurashi. Oh my goodness. Juan Herrera. Oh my god, a lot of people. Anthony White. Shaw Yisrael. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, let's also give respect to royalty. Ladies and gentlemen, royalty has entered the building. Everyone show your love to A&B Combos Wrestling Edition. A&B Combos is here. One of the greatest reaction channels in the business. It's always good to have A&B Combos around. Thank you guys so much for making me a part of your day, ladies and gentlemen. Always good to have you guys here. Always good to see it. Always good to be around for it. There we go. Uh-oh. Jermaine says, I was in the building. Swerve when I drive.
I was in the building tonight. I swerve when I drive. AEW forever. Crown Heart Suit full score.
There you go. She decides to read it after I started reading it. Interrupted me. Rudeness. Okay, I'm assuming she's gonna take her time. Well, finally, no more Pink Scissor Trios titles. Is that what it was trying to say? Okay, I guess I'm just gonna have to read it then. Oh, that's weird. And now this thing is acting weird now. Whatever, I'll read it. Thank y'all so much for your donations. I appreciate it. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get things started. You guys know what to do. Send in your super chats, send in your love. Hopefully you won't have any more hiccups during this live stream. Don't know why I lost audio for like 2 seconds. That was so fucking weird. But I think we're okay. Super chats are officially back. And Nickname Mai is also here in the building. Nickname Mai, I got a question for you, sir, before we get to the review. I'm very curious to know how you feel about the new Super Chat champ, Corp CA. I noticed that your name wasn't up there no more. Will you be looking to take your belt back for SummerSlam? And perhaps, not saying that you have to, could you be looking to defend it at All In? You know, show up at SummerSlam, get your belt, and then defend it All In. Perhaps. Just curious. Ooh, Nickname I said, I don't know anything about him. The disrespect. The disrespect. Sir, Corporate Clyde is the new Super Chat champ, sir. The man stood tall, above all, and defended his belt with honor. Won the belt the right way at WrestleMania. He took your spot as the tribal chief, Nickname Mai. Franklin Torres was live here on the stream on Friday. Franklin Torres said he no longer acknowledges you as the tribal chief, Nickname. I know that's got a sting, Nickname Mai. I know that's got a sting, sir. Do you want to reclaim your throne like Roman Reigns? He needs to come back and reclaim his spot against Solo. I think it might be time, Nickname Mai, that you remind people why you are the tribal chief. Or you can just chill. You can just chill here on the AEW reviews. There's just something to think about. But Nickname Mai did say, I don't care about what the people want. He says, I don't care about what you want. It ain't about you. It's about what I want. Man, Nickname Mai said, I don't care about the people. What a heel. What a heel. Well, regardless of Nickname Mai showing up or not, I know SummerSlam is going to be a banger when it comes to the Super Chat Championships. I think it's time we go ahead and move on. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. And hopefully I don't lose sound this time when we get to the review. Thank you all so much for being here. AEW Dynasty was live in St. Louis. Based off of what I'm seeing here, it looks like the building sat, and I don't want to get the numbers wrong, but it looks like the building sat somewhere around 10,000. And I think when I looked at Wrestle Tickets, last time I looked, it said around 6,000 fans. When you look at the arena, that don't look like no 6,000. It looked packed. It looked like they got themselves a full house, which is cool. I hope that was the case because they deserve to have as many fans as they can watching their product. And hopefully, when we look at the overall pay-per-view buys, it was a show that, and I hope this is the case, that got a high pay-per-view buy rate. Because the way this show came across, the way it was produced, the crowd interaction, the commentary, it was definitely one of AEW's best shows. In my personal opinion, it's one of their best pay-per-views of all time. And I hope, and I pray and hope, that metrics reflected in some way. You know what I mean? I would love for this show to have considerably high pay-per-view buys. Right? Because they had a great crowd. A good turnout. Looked like they packed out the building, which is great. But I'm scared that the hype and the drama and all of the bad faith that they created, and of course, just horrible build-up, that's going to hurt the overall perception of it. And I think this is one of those shows that really deserves to be seen by as many fans as possible. You can ask A and B Convos here in the live chat. They were watching it. They enjoyed themselves. And these guys aren't the best AEW fans out there. They don't really see AEW as that kind of a show to be watching. They respect it. They acknowledge it. But they're AEW fans. WWE fans more first than AEW. They respect AEW. They watch certain wrestlers. And watching their live reaction, even they thought it was a great show. So I feel like when you have a show like this, it needs to be put in front of as many people as possible. It needs to have as many eyes as you can on it. And I'm hoping and praying that it becomes one of those shows that is more appreciated over time. Is a cult classic, if you will. I thought what they did during the pre-show, and I really didn't watch the pre-show entirely. I was kind of going in and out. You know, and I saw the Bang Bang Gang, aka Bullet Club Gold, win the Trios Championships, and then unified the Ring of Honor and AEW Trios titles. I think that is a step in the right direction, and I hope they continue doing so. That is something that needs to keep happening over and over and over again. And I mean that. I hope that is something that continues to be a prevailing idea. You know? It's not something that should be a one-time thing. There are a lot of Ring of Honor titles and a lot of championships, period, on AEW television that should not be there anymore. That need to be unified and they need to be shortened down. We need less championship belts on AEW television. So I'm happy to see that they've unified the belts. And yeah, I don't mind Jay White and the Guns holding those trios titles. I don't like the fact that the Acclaimed, in my opinion, has lost steam. I was watching the match and I'm going, they're not as over as they used to be. The Acclaimed at one point in time, my goodness, was one of the hottest acts in wrestling. Seriously. Even Max Caster's promos, his raps aren't as great as they used to be. They aren't. They're kind of lame. And that sucks. I hate that they've lost steam overall. But yeah, I still feel like this was a step in the right direction. I'm getting people telling me that it was a full house, not a complete sellout. There was one section in the nosebleed that was open, but for the most part, it was pretty much 8,000 to 9,000 people. Sweet! Sweet! That's what I want to hear. That's what I like to see. That's good. So, they almost had a full house. And you felt it. You heard it. St. Louis showed up. They came out, man. And you love to see it. But yeah, they need to unify some more of these belts. There's too many belts on AEW television. Let's get right to it. The first match. What I thought was one of the best openers for any pay-per-view. Kazuchika Okada, your Continental Champion, taking on the Bastard Pack. Okada is having a great time being a villain. To me, I knew he was doing the right thing. He was in the right role. When he was building up for the Rainmaker taunt, because you know how he does. He hits the tombstone, looks at the crowd, gets them into it, pumps them up. And then, of course, he bows down and throws his arms out. Rainmaker! This time, he bowed down, came up, and gave him the middle finger. I said, that was great. Just that little thing that he did. I'm like, he gets it, man. He understands his role as a villain. Make people pay to see him get beat. That is his role. And he's really good at it. Very clever spot. That being said, Pac, this man is good. In case you didn't know. Pac is an excellent seller. There was a spot where Okada hit Pac with a hangman DDT from the barricade. And Pac sold it like he died. His body contorted, bent, and was pressled in a way that made me thought this man broke his neck. And what made that spot even worse is the fact that Okada was laughing about it. I said, holy shit, that looked crazy. Pac sold like a mofo for Okada. Okada in these drop kicks, by the way. That boy gets high. Okada is deceptively tall. Can I talk about that? Okada is deceptively tall. And that boy gets height on them drop kicks. That man, it looks like he clears a good, I don't even want to measure it. He gets high on them drop kicks. They look good. They look good. Also, it was good to have Jim Ross on commentary. You know he had a good time calling this match. But there were a ton of high-flying moves. Freaking Okada hit that Rainmaker, made the crowd pop. And it was good to see. It was good to see the crowd give Pac a standing ovation, even in defeat. Because Pac is one of the best out there today. Without question, he is one of the best wrestlers today. And he deserves to have his flowers. And I thought this was a good showcase, a great showcase of two of the best athletes in the world. One of the best openers, I dare say, in the last few years. I don't recall another opener being this good on any of the PLEs or AEW pay-per-views since... Man, what was the last opener that kicked ass? Was it... It was either MJF versus Darby Allin, or it was Eddie Kingston versus Chris Jericho. I can't remember which one it was. It's been a while. That's how long it's been. Like, I'm serious. It's been a good 2 years, at least. At least. It's been a while. But yeah, like, these openers, bro. These openers. You kick it off with a fantastic match. And then, just when you think you're going to get a cool down period, all right, we had a fantastic match. The crowd needs a break. Okada retains. We need to relax. We're going to relax with a 6-man tag. It's nothing important. It's not going to be anything crazy. It's just a match setting up Adam Copeland and Malachi Black. But it's going to be good. It's going to be good, mindless fun. Just sit back and relax, catch your breath, and get ready for Danielson and Will Ospreay, right? No. Nope. Adam Copeland, Eddie Kingston, Mark Briscoe, House of Black. These guys went out there and had an outstanding 6-man tag. I'm going to keep saying it. The House of Black is different. House of Black is one of the best trios we have today, and they deserve a lot more TV time than they're getting. These guys are top quality, top notch, one of the best performers in wrestling. All three of them. Brody King, Buddy Matthews, and Malachi Black. Especially Malachi Black. And every match they've had, every match involving the House of Black have been nothing but bangers after bangers after bangers, including this one. This one, oh, this was fun. Wild 6-man tag. All kinds of spears, diving moves, Eddie Kingston doing his chops. But the big part of this match was Malachi Black hitting Adam Copeland with the Black Mist. And then, of course, the Black Mass, and pinning Adam Copeland. He pinned the AEW TNT champion. Wow. He pinned him clean. Not necessarily clean because he used Mist, but he pinned him. He pinned him in the middle of the ring. 1, 2, 3. Uno, dos, tres. Which sets up a match between him and Adam Copeland at Double or Nothing. By the way, Adam Copeland versus Malachi Black for the AEW Championship. Come on. Holy shit. Now that's one of those matches you look on paper and go, God, really? Like, we are not worthy. You know that match is going to be fire. Oh, you know it. And here's the crazy part. I think Edge, when he was in WWE as Edge, he talked about people he wanted to fight when he came back, and one of those people was Aleister Black. He never got a chance to wrestle Aleister Black while in WWE because what happened was, Edge was gone. When Malachi Black, Aleister Black was on NXT, Edge was retired. And then he came back during the pandemic. And during the pandemic, Malachi Black was taken off TV because they had no creative for him. And then they were going to bring him back as this Dark Priestess. And he just got released. They released him in the middle of his whatever Dark Priest gimmick they were giving him. The Black Priest. He never got a chance to realize it. He never got a chance to fight Adam Copeland. Now we're going to get it. And I think we might be getting one of the best matches that we've seen with Adam Copeland. I can't wait for it. I think this is going to be a hell of a match. But yeah, for real, this was a fantastic trios match that you should go out of your way to see. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, the TBS Championship between Julia Hart and Willow Nightingale. I'ma keep it short and sweet. This match was decent. It wasn't great. There was a lot of sloppy moments in there. I think Julia might be working hurt because she didn't look smooth at all. It kind of felt like she was just kind of going through the motion. Or, trying not to hurt herself too much. I don't know what was happening with some of these spots. They didn't look smooth. And it was pretty quick, too. They got in there, in and out. Didn't really kick into second gear. Julia Hart hit her finisher, the Dr. Bomb, and pinned Julia 1, 2, 3. Julia is no longer the TBS champ. Willow Nightingale finally wins a championship. This woman won the Owen Hart Cup last year. And I'm sitting here going, okay, so when is she going to reap the rewards from this? Right? Is she going to, at any point, win a championship? And it felt like they just forgot all about it. And suddenly, Mercedes Moné shows up, and they're like, oh yeah, we should probably give Willow Nightingale a title so we can do Mercedes Moné versus Willow Nightingale. And that's the only reason why she won this title. I hope you realize that, right? But congratulations to Willow Nightingale becoming your new TBS champ. She will be fighting Mercedes Moné at Double or Nothing. I'm going to just say it right now. I don't like that. I don't like the fact that Mercedes is just getting a title match without having to wrestle. At the very least, like I said, she should have at least gotten a warm-up match. She should. Like I said, we could have taken Chris Jericho and Hook off of this pay-per-view and done Mercedes versus Sky Blue, which would have elevated the show even more. Right? But you do that match, and then you give her some wins over time, and then have her fight Willow Nightingale at the pay-per-view. But they're just foregoing it. They just said, screw the ranking system, like it even mattered. And now they're just going to do Mercedes Moné versus Willow Nightingale at Double or Nothing. They've already announced it. It's the first match announced. Okay, I guess. It is what it is. I do think the match is going to be awesome. It's going to be outstanding. I think these two are going to tear it up like they usually do. And they're going to have multiple weeks to build to it. They already have some built-in grudge in there with Mercedes feeling like Willow tried to end her career, being upset that she took, almost a year, if not a full year, off of her career, off of her wrestling career. Yeah. Like, there's heat there, legit heat. So I'm excited to see what kind of stories AEW has for us, and the storytelling that is to come, building into this match at Double or Nothing, which is in like a month plus. Please don't fumble the ball on this one. Don't fumble the ball. Ladies and gentlemen, do not fumble the ball on this. I see people saying that Willow Nightingale is the transitional champion. Yeah. I love Willow. I really, really do. But, you know Mercedes has to win that title, right? You know she has to win it. Maybe Julia should have won, but I guess they had to get the title off of her because she's injured. That's why. But alright. What can you do? What you got? We have the AEW International Championship. Roderick Strong defending the belt against Kyle O'Reilly, a friend of his. This match was just kind of made. Kyle O'Reilly came back at Revolution, and, people were like, oh my God, Kyle O'Reilly's back. What they gonna do? Bad boys. What you gonna do? Right? What you gonna do? And we're thinking, all right, well, they're building to Kyle O'Reilly eventually joining the Kingdom, right? And then he doesn't. And so, out of nowhere, Roderick Strong attacked him, and now we have a match. That's it. Okay. It's like, I guess. The match was great. It was a great match. Good back and forth. They have really good chemistry. I was very surprised that Roderick Strong ended up winning clean. And he beat the piss out of Roderick. Roderick Strong beat the piss out of Kyle O'Reilly. All these backbreakers. It was like he hit him with 10,000 backbreakers. And I'm not exaggerating. Everywhere you turn, backbreaker. And I love it. I love that he's able to win clean with no help. He could have gotten help from Wardlow, but he didn't. Kyle O'Reilly looked good in there as well. But this was a dominant performance by Roderick Strong. Like, he dominated Orange Cassidy. I like that we're having Roderick Strong win clean. He doesn't need to have help. He's just a great champ, which I like. He's just very good at wrestling. And he won with that end of Heartache, that suplex into a backbreaker. It's so goddamn cool. Every time he hits it, I'm like, ooh, Nelly. Ooh, Nelly. Yeah, I say ooh, Nelly. I know I'm showing my age. But he ends up beating Kyle O'Reilly. And then afterwards, we saw Adam Cole come out on a wheelchair. And then he stands up. It's a miracle. He's able to walk. Adam Cole is up out of the wheelchair. He walks to the ring with his hands out. And the crowd's going crazy because Adam Cole can walk again. Don't know if he's cleared yet. I did look at a couple of reports from Bible Select and PW Insider. I don't know if he's necessarily cleared to wrestle, but he's walking. So that's a good sign. That's a great sign. So he got in the ring. He eyed Wardlow. That son of a bitch. Wardlow couldn't win the world title from Samoa Joe. So he coming for that ass. Pause. He basically said, Wardlow, you're now Batista. And we about to kick you out of... Well, actually, more so Randy Orton, but they're going to see if we can, make Wardlow Batista. Try something to make it work. I don't know. Like, I still kind of feel like Wardlow might be done. Like, they would really, really, really have to try. Maybe have Adam Cole win the world title. And then, well, I don't know about that anymore, but we'll have to see. Because Swerve Strickland's the world champ right now, so I don't know we would even think about that. But anyways, yeah, it's clear that Wardlow is on his way out. And we'll see where they go from there. But it's good to see Adam Cole walking. He should be back inside the ring very, very soon. Hook! The one they call Hook, taking on... What are they calling him now? What the hell? The Learning Tree? The Learning Tree? Okay. The Learning Tree, Chris Jericho. We'll see. We'll see where that one goes. They were in a FTW Hardcore Championship match. I thought the match was good. You know, they had a good in-ring match. Hook was doing a ton of suplexes, did a really awesome T-bone suplex through a table on the outside that looked really sweet. Jericho hitting all his moves. He's not really botching anything. He's still really good inside the ring. And that's just it. Again, I want people to know that as a quality match, as a match inside the ring, I thought this was a really good match. But we gotta talk about the fan chants. We gotta talk about Jericho's aura right now. Something's off. There's something off with Chris Jericho. And it's been off since December. It's been off since the Kylie Ray allegations. And I don't think he's really recovered from it. It might not just be that. It could be the fact that he's overexposed and directionless. But still, I just feel like Chris Jericho is... I don't know. He's just... meh. Bland. You get me? It's starting to feel like what Big Show, Paul White, felt like. Did I say Paul White? Paul Wright. Gotcha. Paul Wright, my bad. Paul White. If it ain't right, it ain't right. Come on. Who got that reference? Who knows that? Who knows where that came from? If it ain't right, it ain't right. Oh my God. Oh, Kerwin White. Oh, that gimmick was terrible. That gimmick, bro. Okay, anyways. That's how Jericho made me feel. There was that period of time where Big Show was just getting too much TV time and we were sick of seeing him. Please retire. That's what Jericho felt like tonight. The crowd was chanting, please retire. Please retire and go home, Jericho. Go home. Go home, Jericho. You know, like, that's never something you want to hear. You never want to hear the crowd chant, go away. You never want to hear it. And I feel like if AEW is not careful with how they use Jericho, this could bite them in the ass. Jericho's a great worker. I will never, ever say he's not. He's one of the greatest of all time for a reason. He might be in someone's top 10. It's not in mine. He's in my top 20. But he's one of the greatest ever to ever do it. 100%. Again, my personal opinion, it feels like he's starting to overstay his welcome just a little bit. Now, the match ended with Jericho hitting Hook with the juice effect multiple times, and Hook, you know, standing up, not staying down. And he's yelling at him, stay down, stay down, stay down. Jericho grabs a bat. Taz is standing up on commentary like he's about to get inside the ring. Jericho is telling Hook to stay down. Hook throws him the middle fingers. Jericho hits him with the bat, face first, knocks him out, pins him 1, 2, 3, and is now the new FTW champ. Taz comes over, tells Chris Jericho to get back. Stay away from my son. And Jericho walks out as the new champ. Again, I'm going to give it a chance. I'm going to give it a shot. I feel like we should be doing better with Hook. Hook, I heard, wants to explore different options when his contract expires this year. He probably wants to go to WWE or do other things. Because he feels like, let's just be honest. Do you honestly see Hook getting any better than what he is now? No. I don't. I don't see him winning any world championships anytime soon. Or any championship, period. I'm actually kind of glad they dropped the FTW title from him. He needs to go win another title. That's what he needs to go do. But just like Ricky Starks, I do not see Tony Khan giving Hook the light of day. I just don't think Tony sees the kind of talent or doesn't want to invest in the kind of talent that Hook is. So, knowing that, I don't think this feud's going to do much. Yeah, Hook will beat Chris Jericho and win the title back, but I'm at the point now where I'm like, do I even want him to get that title back? I want Hook to go on to win another championship. You know what Hook should be going after? Hook should be going after the AEW International title. But that's what happens when you have too many people on the roster. Someone just said Hook would be great on NXT. Hook would be great in any kind of WWE aspect. Main roster, NXT, whatever. He'll be great on any show. I kind of want him to go to WWE. I hope him and Taz, if things don't work out, I hope him and Taz go to WWE because I know they'll be used properly. That's just how I feel about it. But yeah, Chris Jericho did win the FTW title. The story continues. And no, I don't think it was a bad match. Especially this one. Thunder Rosa taking on Timeless Toni Storm for the AEW World Women's Championship. You know the story. Thunder Rosa never lost her belt. Thunder Rosa was never pinned for that championship. She wasn't pinned. She hasn't been pinned since she left for injury. She went what feels like 2 years without being pinned. The last time she was pinned was by Britt Baker before she won the title. She was pinned by Britt Baker before she won the title. And now, here she is, coming after a woman that has yet to beat her. She comes after a woman that Thunder Rosa has had her number. She pinned her in a tag match. She's beat her before. They had a one-on-one match for the AEW Championship where Thunder Rosa beat her clean. And I think she's pinned her and beat her multiple times. So, this is someone that Toni Storm has yet to beat. And so I'm thinking, all right, this is going to be a great one. Oh my God. This match was outstanding. Oh, this was the kind of match that made me say for years that Thunder Rosa is one of the best female wrestlers today. And this is just my opinion, I think ever since Toni Storm became Timeless Toni Storm, she's been lacking in the match quality department. She's excelled in the character department, but as a result, she's been lacking inside the ring. And I feel like she could use a match like she got with Thunder Rosa to really elevate herself back up there. And yeah, I personally feel like this match was outstanding. I thought they went in there, they stiffed each other to all hell, they did some great back and forth spots. It was a slugfest between women. Goes to show you that these women can have just as good of a match under the right circumstances as the men. There was a spot where Thunder Rosa did what does he call it? A spinning corheel? I don't even know. It was a spinning crossbody to the outside that looked so goddamn sweet. Lucha Libre kind of dive. It was dope. Man, and Thunder Rosa was chopping the fuck out of Toni Storm. You know how she topped Mia Khalifa? This was even worse. This was 100 times worse. She topped the shit out of her. And she was stiffing Toni. Toni took it. Gave it right back to her. They're not afraid to beat each other up. Mariah May tried to get involved, but Deonna Purrazzo came out to make the save. And I thought Deonna Purrazzo was going to play into the finish. She didn't. Instead, Toni Storm ended up kicking Thunder Rosa right in the cooch. She punched her in the box. Just straight up, boom! Randy Orton punt. Sucker goal kick. Goal! Goal! And then she hit her with the Storm Zero and pinned her 1, 2, 3. I was like, alright, so she just beat her without any help. Technically, she cheated, but I gotta ask, ladies, if I have any ladies in the chat tonight, like, I know when you kick me in the nether regions, it's like hell on earth. But I know that even though there's nothing down there, that shit still hurts. You know what I mean? It still hurts because it's bone. She basically kicked her bone. Kicked her in the box. Y'all let me know. Like, I'm pretty sure it still hurts, right? Still has to hurt. Deonna Purrazzo is definitely turning heel, but we're gonna see that very, very soon. But yeah, Thunder Rosa lost. She lost. This is her first loss since losing to Britt Baker in 2022. They protected her very well, and Toni Storm stays champ as she should. No one should be beating Toni Storm unless their name is Jamie Hayter. That's it. Britt Baker, I love you. She can fight Britt Baker at Double or Nothing. Let's go. Britt Baker, Toni Storm, Double or Nothing. Even then, Britt Baker should not be beating no Toni Storm. The one who should beat Toni Storm is Jamie Hayter. Period. End of story. And then we do Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter afterwards. But yeah, this was awesome. Awesome female wrestling match. Comparing this to the other women's matches, you had, let me see. Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch was great. That was great. This was better than that. What was the other one? Io Sky and Bayley. That was good. Yep, so in terms of pay-per-view women's matches, this is the best one. This is the best one of April. For sure. Alright, let me go ahead and do a little stretch. Yeah. Because, ladies and gentlemen, it's time. It's time to talk about what I think many are going to call the match of the century, the match of the decade, one of the greatest matches of all time. That is not an exaggeration. That is not hyperbole. That is a fact. You knew on paper when they announced Bryan Danielson versus Will Ospreay that you were going to get something special. Holy shit. This exceeded those expectations. You know this is a classic, one of the greatest of all time, when you go in with high expectations and they exceed those expectations. When was the last time that shit happened? You go in looking for the match to be a classic, and then they said, oh, we can do better. Holy shit. Bryan Danielson, Will Ospreay. First off, Will Ospreay. I'm telling you, Will Ospreay, by the time we get to the end of 2024, might end up being the wrestler of the year. And it will be undisputed. It can't even be argued what a top performer he is. I truly believe Will Ospreay is going down in history as one of the best of all time. Alongside Bryan Danielson. These two are going down in history as one of the greatest wrestlers to ever do it. And it's matches like this that put them in that echelon. Let me tell y'all something. When this match first started, you had Bryan Danielson and Will Ospreay inside the ring. Ding, ding, ding. Crowd gave him a standing ovation. Like they did with Kenny Omega and Bryan Danielson. Same thing. Standing ovation. Holy shit. Holy shit. This is awesome. Before they even locked up. You already felt that these two were getting ready to tear the house down. And then they start. Chain wrestling. Counters after counters. Ankle picks. Ospreay doing high-flying maneuvers. And then the crazy spots start happening. I mean, the craziness gets even wild. And then you start seeing Bryan Danielson get crazy creative with the counters. Will Ospreay going for an Oz cutter. Bryan countering it with an arm bar. An arm drag. Arm bar. Bryan Danielson hitting a tiger suplex off the top rope and landing Will Ospreay on his neck. And Will Ospreay going for an Oz cutter and Bryan catching him with a running knee in thin air. Come on, man. And then these sequences where they're chopping each other and forearming each other. Man, there was one particular forearm where Ospreay literally knocked Bryan out. It looked like he actually knocked him out for like 5 seconds. Because Bryan did the... He either sold it very well or he actually got knocked out. He did the little stumble and then he just fell over. It was beautiful. Bryan hit a a top rope Frankensteiner on Will Ospreay, and Ospreay landed on his feet. Love that spot. Every time Ospreay does that, it looks so goddamn dope. We were getting chance of Fight Forever. We got chance of We're Not Worthy. We got chance of Match of the Year. We got chance of course, AEW. This is wrestling. This crowd, I swear to God, at least 50% of them wet their pants. Yes, I went there. They wet their pants, male and female. Their pants was soaked by the awesomeness, the sheer perfection of this match. Lots of wet pants were in that arena. Pretty funky, I know. Deal with that image. But yeah, it was I can't even describe to you the energy that this match generated. The atmosphere to be there. To be able to witness a match of this magnitude. These two veterans. These artists who love professional wrestling. And I gotta keep reminding myself, we are witnessing the last year of Bryan Danielson as a full-time performer. When this year is over with, that's it. He's not going to retire. He's just going to be a part-timer afterwards. I feel like we are witnessing his best performances today. And I thought when it comes to all the matches he's done, oh my goodness, he's had tons of classics. This to me will be, and this is just my opinion, this will be one of those matches when he retires, people remember him mostly for. And it's most likely because it's recent. But no, I feel so confident that this match will go down in history as one of the greatest of all time, that even when, let's say he has another classic match, when he's ready to retire, people are still going to be looking back at this match and going, yeah. Yeah. This was the match where we acknowledged Will Ospreay as one of the best performers in the world. This made him. This made Bryan Danielson out to be one of the greatest performers of all time, and this made Will Ospreay the man. Will Ospreay's the man. He's the man. He's the man right now. I don't think there will ever be a bigger babyface for AEW than Will Ospreay is at this moment. And Swerve Strickland is hot. Hot. That man is on fire as a babyface. And I still feel like Will Ospreay is a bigger babyface than him because of matches like this. Man, the stuff they did in this ring was incredible. My favorite spot was right at the end. Bryan's doing the yes chant. He's doing the yes. He's doing the yes. You see Will Ospreay crawl over to the opposite corner. Ospreay takes his arm, takes off the elbow pad, like The Rock's gonna do the people's elbow, takes off the elbow pad, throws it to the side. He cocks his elbow, seeks his weapon. And you see Bryan Danielson on one side, you see Will Ospreay on one side, and it's like that last standoff. Like the cowboy, like them cowboys getting ready to do one of them standoff. Walk 3 steps forward, turn around, boom! You know what I mean? It was one of those things. You see Bryan Danielson going, yes. Whoever can hit their last finish, whoever can hit their finisher first is the winner. And You're like, oh man, the crowd is at a fever's pitch. Bryan goes for the knee, and freaking Ospreay clears him and clocks him. That shit was beautiful. As Bryan's going for the knee, Ospreay gets a little bit higher, hits him with the goddamn hidden blade, and then hits him with the Tiger Driver 97. Right? Pile drives Bryan on his neck. Bryan sells it like he injured himself. He didn't. It was a kayfabe injury. And then Ospreay hits him with the hidden blade, pins him. Ring the bell! Incredible. Absolutely insane match. When it was over, I just stood there. I stood up. I wasn't sitting down. I stood there. And I just... It was like I was witnessing greatness before my very eyes. And you knew you had watched something incredible. When after it was over, you just sat there. Look, no offense to the next match. FTR, Young Bucks, ladder match. You gotta understand something. This match was awesome. It was an awesome match. The first 5 minutes, I might as well have just been looking at a dry wall. I wasn't cognizant. My mind was still comprehending the awesomeness of Bryan Danielson and Will Ospreay. And so because of that, the first 5 minutes of Young Bucks and FTR, I don't even remember. I'm not even gonna lie, I don't remember a single fucking thing. I was watching it, it just didn't register because I was so enamored and so blown away by the awesomeness. The awesomeness of Bryan Danielson and Will Ospreay. But eventually, I came back into it, and as I was watching the match and I saw them beating the piss out of each other, freaking Dax Harwood now pulling a Jon Moxley and bleeding in almost all of his matches. Guy busted open really, really badly. He was bleeding everywhere. But I love seeing the old school moves. Love seeing the Steiner Bulldog. Love seeing, what do you call that? The suplex and the splash? What is that called? Where they hit the suplex and then they do the splash, and then the spike pile driver. It's just a callback to all of the old tag teams. I love that. When they do it, it's always great. Young Bucks, hate them, love them. One of the best tag teams in the world. 450s through tables. Freaking pile drivers on ladders. It was spot fest galore. And here's the thing. The match was good enough that the crowd stayed away. Because I'm not gonna lie, I was like, ooh, FTR and Young Bucks following that match, y'all in trouble. Oh no, they did pretty well. They actually followed it very, very well. And they were able to follow it because they were able to have a different kind of match. The ladder match stipulation helped it. So I don't have to, if they would have followed it with a regular tag match, it would have died. It's a different kind of match. So it was just a crazy, brutal, very brutal spot fest. Dax is a crazy man. The things that he was doing in this match, the bumps he was taking was insane. And Cash Wheeler, the dives to the outside that he was doing, I think he did a suicide dive through a table. He was going to suicide dive one of the Young Bucks through a table, then the Young Bucks got off, and then he went crashing through the table. It was crazy. Crazy, crazy spot. But then the big moment at the end that people are going to be talking about was just as Dax Harwood was going to grab the belts. He's going to grab the belts. A Max Man gets inside the ring, tosses a ladder over. Not Paramax. Freaking security gets to him. They remove the mask. Who's in the mask? Jack Perry. And to my surprise, the crowd popped for him. The crowd popped for Jack Perry. They popped. Oh, cry me a river. Oh, cry me a river. So yeah, big pop. Young Bucks win. And they are the new tag team champs, along with Jack Perry now being a part of the Elite. The new Elite, Okada, the Young Bucks, and of course Jack Perry. Wow, the scapegoat. Well, he has a lot of heat on him. Probably the most hated son of a bitch in the world today. And I think if used correctly, this could do some great things for AEW. And I mean it. Like, I hope they use him properly. I truly believe he can do some great things. And they stay the fuck away from CM Punk hate. Stay far away from CM Punk. Please, you don't need to bring up CM Punk. You don't need to bring up CM Punk. You don't do that. You don't need it. You don't do it. Don't do it. You don't need it. It doesn't do anything for anybody. Yeah, when I saw him, I was like, okay, here we are. And again, I know he's going to generate a lot of heat, as he should. He will make people pay good money to see him get his ass kicked. I just pray and hope that they can do it without mentioning CM Punk. You don't need to mention CM Punk. Please, for the love of God. Please. But there you go. Young Bucks are now the new tag team champs. All that's left is the main event. AEW World Championship. Samoa Joe versus Swerve. Skirt, skirt. Dun, dun, swerve. Dun, dun, swerve. Garments. Top rope. Catch a vibe. Whose house? Swerve Strickland. You know, when I think about the history of professional wrestling and knowing where it started, we have to understand that this sport is not just a man's world. Because that's different. That's a whole different conversation. It's not just a man's world. I don't want to get in trouble for saying it, but I'm going to say it anyways because you know it's true. For the longest time, professional wrestling was a white man's sport. It was. It was. As we get older and as we get closer to modern day age, the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s and 2020s, that starts to change because it becomes mainstream. And as it becomes mainstream, now you have to appeal to different demographics and different cultures and different ethnicities. And what I loved is more and more so, the black athletes became more prevalent. The black athletes became a lot more featured in the main event scene. But the thing is, when they were featured, there was still that idea of stereotypes, right? Yes, you had people like The Rock, who was his own unique character. And yeah, you had others as well that stood out, and they were black, but they didn't feel like, okay, they were stereotypes. Bobby Lashley. Big E. Although Big E, I don't know about that. You know what I mean? Booker T. Although, you know, like Ron Simmons, many others. I'd be here all day. When I look at someone like Swerve Strickland, and I see what he's able to do, what he's able to accomplish, what he's able to generate, the way he works a character, his performance, his ability to make people care. He's unique. He's different. He's different than the average performers who are black. And when they were giving him a push, and I noticed that around the Continental Classic, November-ish, December, I said, okay, Swerve's got something. Swerve, he's catching a different kind of momentum than the average wrestler. And I think he knows it. And he started to perform like a main event player. He started to perform like somebody that, in my opinion, knew he was going to be a world champion. He didn't have the belt, he just knew. He just knew. And it's funny, That match he had with Hangman Page at Full Gear. You watch that match, and you feel a paradigm shift happen. You feel like, okay, this Swerve Strickland is different than any other iteration of him that we've seen before. This one feels like the world is his. And over the last few months, we see him perform. We see him have these amazing matches. I just feel like, oh God, he's big time, man. He's big time. And then we get to, of course, Revolution, where he takes on Joe and Hangman Page, and Hangman Page costs him the match by tapping out. And people feel like if Hangman Page didn't tap out, Swerve would have won. Fast forward to tonight, where Samoa Joe took on Swerve, and you have this awesome story where Swerve signs a contract with the pen that's made of blood. And he says to the world, no, I'm taking this belt. And you just felt it. You felt like, okay, I think this is going to happen. I think we're going to do it. You're watching the match. And you're watching Joe, and you're watching Swerve. I think it only took me a good 5 minutes into the match to make me go, yeah, we're doing it. We're doing it. It didn't really feel like they were trying to hide it. It felt like AEW was telling you, we're going to give him the belt. And they did. The match itself was awesome. It was an awesome match. Without question, an awesome match. Felt kind of rushed. Felt like they were trying to get to the finish. I feel like there was another gear that we didn't get to. Right? It felt like it could have been a lot more than what it was. But what we got was awesome. And after kicking out of multiple muscle busters and, of course, getting out of the coquina clutch, Swerve hits not one, not two, but three Swerve stomps on Joe and pins him. History has been made. Your new and first ever Black AEW World Champion. The 5th Black World Champion to ever win a world title in the US. This is the 5th wrestler. I'm not making this up. This is the 5th wrestler. The Rock. I believe Ron Simmons. Booker T. I believe Bobby Lashley. Never mind. 6. Bobby Lashley, Big E, Swerve. 6th wrestler. This is the 6th wrestler. Technically speaking, he is the 5th because The Rock is Samoan. If we're talking about pure African-American black, then yeah, he is the 5th because then it's Ron Simmons, Bobby Lashley, Big E, Booker T, and then yeah. I suppose if you don't want to see The Rock as just a black wrestler, which he is, fine, then he is the 5th. But I count The Rock, so he's the 6th. Still, 5, 6 doesn't matter. We have a black world champion in AEW history. The first one in AEW. Crowd popped. Huge moment. He was in tears. I love it. I love it. Someone says I'm missing someone. Who am I missing? Oh, Kofi! Oh my God! Okay, let's try this again. So, Bobby Lashley, Big E, Ron Simmons, Booker T, Kofi Kingston, Big E. Okay, Swerve. So still 6, 7, 5, 6, 7. It don't matter. It don't matter, ladies and gentlemen. It don't matter. Now everyone's gonna roast me for forgetting about Kofi Kingston, Kofi Mania. It's been a long night. All right, it is what it is. Okay. Real talk, live chat, chill. I'm serious when I say this. Chill out. All right, I corrected my mistake. I caught it. We're good. All right, I'm already just kind of tired right now. If I'm being honest with you, I've been going almost 2 hours with this. Let's relax. I made a mistake. Kofi Kingston. I forgot about it. How did I do that? I just did. But we're here. We made it here. So I'm asking you guys, seriously, to relax. See, we got someone in the live chat telling me to go to bed. I'm going to need you to relax before you get blocked. Don't get blocked. I'm asking you guys to chill out. All right, it's not that big of a deal, quite frankly. I don't want to think about Kofi Kingston because he lost to Brock Lesnar in 8 seconds. That's probably why I forgot about it, because I don't want to think about that horrible moment. It don't matter, all right? Whether it's 6th, 7th, or 8th, there's probably another one that I'm probably missing. It doesn't matter. He's one of the few people to win a world title as a black man in a century of professional wrestling. Let's not miss that, okay? We've had thousands of white world champs throughout history. Thousands. Only 8 were black. Maybe that's something we need to talk about here. That's a big deal. A huge deal. And Swerve Strickland is one of them. So congratulations. I'm so happy for him. He deserved it. He deserved it. Okay. Mods, we have a troll here who's starting to really piss me off. Real Wyatt, I see you. I'm gonna need you to chill out, buddy. I'm gonna need you to chill out because now you're taking it a little too far. I'm asking you. I'm calling you out, asking you to chill out, okay? Relax. Y'all caught me. You told me Kofi Kingston. I went back and fixed it. Leave it alone. That's it. It doesn't matter anyways. Whether it's 6, 7, or 8. This is a big moment. So back to what I was saying. Yeah. This was a great ending. I feel like Swerve Strickland is well deserving of this. And I hope he holds this belt all the way to All In. I don't know who he's going to face. Personally, I had it my way. It'd be him and Keith Lee. I don't know if Keith Lee's going to be healthy. That would, oh my God. Let's go all the way black. Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland main eventing. Oh, hell yeah. I don't think Keith Lee will be healthy enough. So what they'll probably do is, and honestly what they probably should do, is Will Ospreay versus Swerve Strickland, which y'all want to hear about a classic match? Ooh, Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland? Oh yeah, and I think Will Ospreay should win the championship. In that case, I would give the belt to Will Ospreay. Seriously. I would give the belt to Will Ospreay. If that's the case. But yeah, I truly believe that this is a great moment. I truly believe that things are going to be, they're going to be better for AEW with Swerve Strickland as champ. There's so many things that you can do. You can do him and Adam Page. You can do him and Keith Lee eventually. You can do him, oh my God, we here all day. You can do him and Jon Moxley. Revisit that. Him and Bryan Danielson. Why not? You can do him and, oh my God, I would be here. Just go down the roster. Go down the roster. But yeah, Will Ospreay and Swerve at All In. Oh my goodness. Oh man. And then, yeah, we gotta get to Swerve and Keith Lee. We gotta get there. We gotta get there. We gotta get there. Eventually, that's the match we gotta do. Man, I'm excited. I'm excited for things now that Swerve is the world champ. Man, I got nothing else to really add to this. This to me is going down as one of the best pay-per-views to ever happen under an AEW umbrella. Period. It's one of the best shows all year. I put it above WrestleMania 40. Did I say WrestleMania 39 earlier? I apologize. Well, would I put it above WrestleMania 39? I don't. Okay, see, WrestleMania 39 was different. See, night one of WrestleMania 39 was outstanding. So I don't know. For right now, I'm going to put it above WrestleMania 40 and leave it at that. Is right under Revolution. Dynasty is right under Revolution. Revolution to me is the best pay-per-view of the year so far. Again, we still got 8 months. WWE, AEW could kill it within those 8 months and give us even better shows. But in the meantime, I do believe that this is just my opinion, that this is a show that you can go watch. You should go watch. Go out of your way to watch. If you don't watch any other match, watch Swerve versus Joe, and please watch Bryan Danielson versus Will Ospreay. That was just a callback to everything that was right with wrestling. Just a beautiful work of art. And my match of the year so far. It is the best match of the year. For me right now. Again, we got plenty of time to change that. But good luck topping it. Good luck to anyone that can have a better match than Bryan Danielson and Will Ospreay. Good luck. I don't see it happening. You know, I was sitting here thinking Konosuke Takeshita and Will Ospreay were going to run away with match of the year. That's what I thought. Well, Bryan and Will Ospreay just topped it. So, oof. Will Ospreay's the man. He is the man. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you all for watching this review. We're going to check out the super chats, or the live chat and your super chats real quickly. And then we're going to go ahead and head out. But thank you all for being here. I do appreciate you. I love seeing you guys interact. But I am curious to see how people feel about the show. I'm pretty sure there are those that are just like, no, it's not better than WrestleMania. And that's fine. You can feel that way. You can agree. You can disagree. I'm not going to sit here and tell you otherwise. I just personally feel like this show is better than WrestleMania 40. It's just me. I guess my question to y'all is, while we're here, what match would you like to see Swerve Strickland have as world champ? Where are some matches you would like to see with him as world champ? Yeah, I would love to see him in MJF. I would love to see a lot of these matches happen. You know, I would love to see him and Christian. That would be a great one. Yeah, him and Christian would be a fantastic match. Oh my goodness. Him and Adam Copeland would be great. That's a good one. We said Ospreay. Him and Adam Cole. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, that's good. That's a good one. That's a good one. I like it. Him and Hangman Page has to happen. That one's gotta happen eventually. Him and Kenny Omega. Oh man. Kenny Omega's getting surgery though, so man, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be really hard to make that one happen. I would love it. Kenny Omega and Swerve Strickland would. Goddamn. Ricky Starks. Swerve and Ricky Starks. I mean, that's not a bad match, but we'll see. Real Wyatt says, I hate Cody Rhodes. If you say I hate Cody Rhodes, you're an idiot. Period. If you say I hate Cody Rhodes, you're an idiot. Because if you watched any of my videos, you would know that I have all the utmost respect for Cody. And I was happy when he won the title. So, if you think I don't like him, then you're an idiot. Period. And I am insulting you. You don't get to come on this space and say these things that are not true. Misrepresent me like that. And think that I'm going to be okay with it. And see, Real Wyatt, now you're really walking a thin line. And see, I think he wants to be blocked. Like, you're trying to get blocked, and I'm letting you sit here, do it to me. And I personally feel like you've crossed the line. I don't know where the mod squad is. Where are the moderators at? Do we have any moderators here right now? It is late, so they're probably asleep. Bro, don't make me block you. Please, I would really not want to have to block anybody. Just chill. Just chill, alright? And yes, I see people giving me a hard time for forgetting to mention Kofi Kingston. Sorry. Damn. My bad. And usually I would let you roast me, but it's a long night. Okay, I've been doing it for 2 hours. Relax. I got people telling me to block him. No, I'm gonna let him stay because I'm hoping he would learn his lesson. But if he says anything fucking stupid, then he'll get blocked. I'm not gonna block him, but he is testing me. And he's probably doing it on purpose because he wants to be blocked. Do you think Velveteen Dream will be signed by AEW? We'll see. We'll definitely see. We'll definitely see. See, and then Real Wyatt apologized. He knows he was acting up. He knows he was acting up. Yeah, don't say shit like that, man. Oh, you don't like WrestleMania because you don't like Cody Rhodes. What? I literally said WrestleMania 4 was one of the greatest WrestleManias of all time. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, it's incredible to me that I can say something is the greatest of all time, one of the greatest of all time, and people will still think I don't like it. It's like, They want to paint an image of me because they need a narrative. Because they're miserable, and I hate it. If the trios titles are unified, does that mean the Ring of Honor ones are being retired? Yes. Please. I hope to God it is. What was Mercedes doing tonight? Mercedes was just there. She showed up, came out, confronted Willow Nightingale, and that was it. Basically. The real final boss is Samoa Joe. He was a good champion. He was a great champion. A really good champion, in my personal opinion. Alright. Y'all, it is late. I've been doing this for 2 hours. Let me go ahead and get out of here. Ooh, thank you all so much for watching. What a show. What a time to be a wrestling fan. Seriously, this should be a time we all should be appreciative of the companies for putting out some of the best pieces of wrestling that we've seen in a long time. I do believe AEW is hopefully on the right track to doing good things again. But they have got to get out of their own way. Shows like this remind you how great AEW can be. And I pray, going forward, that they keep their eye on the prize, get over the drama, stop talking about CM Punk. Who gives a fuck? No one cares about it anymore. Focus on you. Focus on your show. Take the good faith that you built over the last month with Sting's retirement, Revolution, and then this show, and then use that to build towards better shows. If you stay focused on your shows and creating the best possible products going forward, everything else will fall into place. AEW can compete with WWE. It can have everything that WWE has now, but they have got to do better at producing better shows. And that's all there is to it. Focus on being the best AEW possible. That's all I gotta say. Thank you all so much for being here. As you follow out, do all the YouTube things, like the video, subscribe, and click that button to catch all my content when it comes out. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and Venmo. Sponsorship, SeatGeek. Join us in Discord. Thank you to Nickname Mine for the big donation tonight. Hopefully we'll see him at SummerSlam. And other than that, thank you guys so much for being here. And always know that you are welcomed right here in Alyx's world. The place it is, was, and forever will be a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I'm out. See you next time. Oh, when you're oh, when you're